Knicks fans. Knicks fans might actually not be real people. This is a fan base that gave Jalen Brunson 27 votes for mayor of New York. We all see Knicks fans like these guys, like the guys from the Side Talk videos, and Knicks fans just get a bad rep because of stuff like this. They're just rowdy. These are the kind of fans the Knicks have. Fisher confirms that New York was the temptation Antetokounmpo wrestled with during the offseason, a detail that aligns with his growing admiration for the Knicks fan base. I guess they're rowdy to a point where it benefits them. I don't really know. They always do think they're going to land every star. They're going to tell you Brunson is better than every other player in the league. They'll tell you OG is the best defender in the NBA. Deuce McBride is the best bench player in the NBA. There might not be one fan base that loves their team more than Knicks fans. They used to sell out the Garden when they had a starting lineup of Langston Galloway, Alexei Shved, Andrea Bargnani, Lou Amundsen, and Lance Thomas. Yeah, that was a real lineup. So, can you really even blame them for loving this new team? Anyways, Laker fans. Knicks fans and Laker fans go hand in hand. They both like their team way too much. They both overrate their teams a little, for the most part. Laker fans are known for one thing mainly though. I said that Knicks fans think they're going to get everyone in a trade. This is the Laker fans defined. And the worst part about this with the Laker fans is every package they come up with every player, it's always the same. It's always like Rui, Jackson Hayes, and a second round pick. It doesn't matter who it's for. Giannis, the last guy in the bench in Charlotte, it's always the same package. But at the end of the day, they're one of the most storied franchises. They got one of the best fan bases, so what can you even say? Anyways, after them, we have Mavs fans. Mavs fans probably don't really like basketball anymore, or life. If there's one fan base I feel bad for, it's these guys. The guy you traded away is going to lead the league in scoring, and you can't even be surprised that he's going to lead the league in scoring, because he literally did it when he was on your team. Alright, sorry, I'll show Mavs highlights. But this guy you traded for, Anthony Davis, he barely even plays basketball. Kyrie's out to like February or something. These are 3 top 20-ish players in the league. So let's recap. Player 1, you traded. For player 2, who barely plays. And player 3, he's out with an injury. If they didn't rig the lottery for you guys for player 4, I'd feel fully bad, but you guys will survive. By the way, I hate to do this, but I would genuinely appreciate if you guys could subscribe. It's the only thing that tells me you guys want me to go all in on this channel. So if you guys like stuff like this, then just please consider subscribing. Anyways, Warriors fans. I think Warriors fans don't fully know how to feel. I think they really just want the organization to surround Steph with actual players. I know they hate pods. Anytime I scroll Twitter, I just see endless pod slander. But I think at the end of the day, all they really want is Steph Curry to win another championship. I mean, another would put him above LeBron and tie him with Kobe. So how could you not? And they know Steph doesn't have that much time left. Actually, now that I think about it, everything they do and want revolves around Steph. But it's their franchise's best player ever, so I guess it makes sense. Bucks fans. A lot of Bucks fans will swear that Giannis is not getting traded. We all know he's gone by February. They think Giannis and his agent accidentally started conversations about his future. I think the Buck fans who do think Giannis is going to get traded, they're probably upset, and rightfully so. The guy won them a ring in 2021, the first time they won since 1971, and now they're about to hand the keys to the franchise to KPJ and Ryan Rollins, who are honestly both great players, but going from Giannis to them, pretty brutal. And also, like the Warriors fans who don't like pods, these guys hate Kyle Kuzma. So yeah, that's Buck fans. Praying Giannis doesn't go anywhere and hating Kyle Kuzma. Spurs fans. If there's one fan base I never want to hear complain about anything, it's Spurs fans. They went from David Robinson to Tim Duncan to Victor Wembanyama. 2 of the best big men of all time, and one guy who legitimately has the potential to be the best big man of all time. I wonder if Spurs fans know that the Hornets had to start guys like Cody Zeller and Mason Plumlee for 30 years while they had these guys. But yeah, you don't really hear anything negative from Spurs fans, because how could you complain? If you're a 20-year-old Spurs fan, you've witnessed Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Wemby all on your team. That might be the best 20-year player span you could pull of any team. That's beside the team we have coming up in a little. Anyways, Bulls fans. There's only two ways you could become a Bulls fan. Either you live in Chicago, or your dad was a Bulls fan because of Michael Jordan. And honestly, if you're a Bulls fan, I feel kind of bad, because this is a team who should have rebuilt like 5 years ago now, but they decided to keep that DeRozan, Levine, and Vooch core for way too long. I think Bulls fans probably hate their management. I think every Bulls fan wishes they went to a rebuild in like 2020, but the front office somehow thought they had the right pieces, and they were like an 8 seed at best every year. So yeah, congrats on Michael Jordan, but everything since him besides 2 years of Derrick Rose has been a disaster. Nuggets fans. I feel like Nuggets fans just love their team. I mean, how could you not? They got probably the best player in the NBA. They got maybe the most underappreciated player in the NBA. Actually, make that two of the most underappreciated players. How have neither of these guys been an all-star yet? But yeah, Nuggets fans probably hate the Thunder. If it wasn't for the Thunder, they would own the West. But unfortunately for them, the Thunder do exist. Oh yeah, and they're going to say Jokic should have won that MVP over Shea, and he should have won the one over Embiid too. And that he should be going for his 6th straight this year. So that's Nuggets fans. Celtics fans. These are kind of similar to Knicks and Lakers in some ways. They love their team, and no matter the players they have, they're better than anyone else's players. For the most part, they'll defend Tatum the same way Knicks fans do Brunson, but then you'll have a few Celtic fans who say trade Tatum after he has one of those 4 for 21 games. But Celtic fans are kind of a hybrid from every franchise. The Knicks and Lakers in that way, then the Spurs in the way. I don't want to hear Celtic fans complain ever. They're never bad. Even this year without Tatum, they're still good. And when they do get a top pick in the draft, it's not even because they were bad. It's because they made one of the biggest fleeces ever with the Nets trade. I mean, they had a core 4, they won a ring with them, and then once they were done with them, they traded those guys into picks that would become Tatum and Brown. So yeah, Celtic fans, please never complain. You guys got it good. Sixer fans, you guys should be allowed to complain. Finally, after years and years of having the worst team in the NBA, let's go back to that one photo. Ish Smith, Jason Richardson, Nerlens Noel, Jakar Sampson, Luke Mbah-a-Moute. Yeah, this is what they dealt with forever. Then they finally got a future MVP, and then he can't stay healthy. Just pretty brutal. And the thing about the Sixers is they're always so close. Close your eyes real quick, Sixer fans. Alright, there was this. That should be enough. But even now, they got Maxey and he averages like 45 points. So I think Sixer fans do suffer, but not to the extent of some of these other fan bases we're going to talk about later. Thunder fans, you guys know you're about to ruin the league. They're 23-1 right now. They're probably going to end up with the first pick because the Clippers are an abomination to the sport of basketball. They're like the youngest team in the NBA, and they're by far the best. They aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And remember when we were talking about the Spurs, I said we were going to get to another team later, saying if you go back 20 years, they have the best lineup. Well, the Thunder, if you go within that 20-year span, we're looking at Durant, Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, Chris Paul, SGA, Chet, and Jalen Williams. If there's one fan base who can never, ever complain about anything or play any kind of victim role, it's Oklahoma City. Everyone else is just trying to catch up to what OKC has going for them. Heat fans. Heat fans just love the culture they have built. No matter what players come to Miami, Eric Spoelstra always has them hoop. They really just do have arguably the best culture in the NBA. But like the Lakers though, they're always mentioned when a star becomes available. And most of the time, they don't end up with them. That's within the last decade though, we know the decision happened. But I mean, Lillard literally said he wanted to go to the Heat, only the Heat, and he went to Milwaukee. So yeah, Heat fans will also try and tell you they're getting guys that don't usually end up coming, and they're also always going to tell you how good their role players are, which for the most part, they usually are. Shout out Small Fontecchio. So yeah, Miami Heat fans. A mix of tourists who are visiting Miami and people whose favorite player is Pele Larson. Timberwolves fans. Wolves fans know they need one thing, a point guard. Their point guard rotation is 3 players, Dante DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, and Mike Conley. 2 shooting guards, and a player who was in Bill Russell's draft class. Shout out to Mike Conley though, 2010's GOAT. But yeah, Wolves fans are desperate for a point guard, But besides that, they love their team. They're going to try and convince you that Anthony Edwards is the next Michael Jordan. They also love Dante DiVincenzo and Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. It depends on the day how they feel about them. But besides the players, they're probably a little bit scarred from the back-to-back Western Conference Finals losses, but they have been one of the most balanced and stable teams in the league in the last 5-ish years. But also, that's about as far as you can go back. Because you go back 10 years and you're looking at those Nikola Pekovic teams. Clippers fans, this is a fan base I truly do feel bad for. I can't imagine being a fan of a team and looking back at this trade. Paul George for SGA, Danilo Gallinari, and picks that ended up becoming Jalen Williams, Trey Mann, Jaime Jaquez, and the potential first overall pick this year. It's just so bad. I truly do think, in hindsight, that's the worst trade ever. And if you're a Clipper fan, it's probably not even fun to watch this team right now. They lose almost every single game. They're by far the oldest team in the league. They're going to have by far the hardest rebuild in the league. The only thing fun about this team is that James Harden is great again. But besides that, Kawhi doesn't play. They don't have any players under the age of 47. They have 6 wins so far in 24 games. And I still can't believe the Lob City Clippers never won a ring. So Clipper fans, sorry to go in on you like this, but this is a fan base I truly do feel bad for. Cavs fans, this is a fan base that's probably just disappointed. They're probably still sad Ty Jerome left in the offseason. I can't really wrap my head around why this team isn't just dominant. Maybe it's because of guys coming in and out with injuries. I think Cavs fans are really just banking on the East being so bad and everything just like clicking for them at the right time. I mean, they're still stacked. They have the 4 All-Stars. But besides the current day Cavs fans, half of this team's fan base, or former fan base, is literally just LeBron fans. When you are in a major market and you have arguably the best player ever, it's gonna happen. Oh yeah, and Cavs fans constantly do get into one debate I always see, the Donovan Mitchell versus Devin Booker debate. I feel like it's one I've heard forever now. Who you taking, Booker or Mitchell? Anyways, Rockets fans. I feel like Rocket fans are just calm. You don't really hear from them a lot. They're kind of like Spurs fans. Maybe it's a Texas thing. But like Nuggets fans, they know their season pretty much relies on, can we beat OKC? If they do, they know a ring is possible. But Rockets fans are almost like a mix of every other fan base. Like Timberwolves fans, they know they need a point guard. Well, theirs is only because Van Vliet's hurt. But what are you going to do? They start Amin Thompson at point guard, who personally, I feel like he could play the 4 if you need him to. But the Rockets have been so insanely solid for the last decade or so. They came so close a few times with Harden. So if you weren't alive for those Hakeem rings, Rocket fans, they just want to see their squad compete for the goal. Piston fans. I'm actually happy for Pistons fans. They're really good and they deserve it. Remember 2 years ago they lost like 40 straight games and now they're the 1 seed? I cannot be happier for the Pistons. And they have one of the best young players in the NBA. Actually, 2 of the best young players in the NBA with Cade and Duren. They're going to be a lethal duo for the next 15 years. But the one knock I have on Piston fans, this probably doesn't apply to all Piston fans, but I've seen some of them defend Cade like their life depends on it. Arguing Cade versus everyone. Curry, Brunson, Luka, Shea. Every point guard in the NBA is getting that Cade comparison. Anyways, Suns fans. If the Suns weren't somehow really good this year, I'd feel bad for them the same way I do Clipper fans, but somehow the Suns are really good. They just play really hard every night. Dillon Brooks and Grayson Allen are way better than they should be. Suns fans dealt with losing that finals to Giannis, where they had a nice series lead. They dealt with the worst super team ever with KD, Booker, and Beal. If you're a little older, you dealt with winning 48 games in a season and not making the playoffs. Honestly, I love that team. But Suns fans have had the highs and the lows the past couple of years. So they do have it worse than some teams, but they have it a lot better than other teams. Hawks fans. I remember the year the Hawks went to the conference finals. I was sure they were going to be a playoff staple for the next 5 to 10 years, but that just has not been the case. The one thing I always find funny about the Hawks, the one year they won the lottery, is the year Zachary Ricochet goes number 1. You look around that year, Flag, Wemby, Paolo, Cade, Edwards. They just won maybe the most unfortunate year to win the lottery. Although, the Hawks do have maybe the most underrated player in the NBA in Jalen Johnson, and Hawk fans definitely do know that. So I don't think they're really complaining when it comes down to it. They know they're going to be fine with Jalen Johnson and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Grizzlies fans. This is also a fan base I do kind of feel bad for. The grit and grind Grizzlies never won a ring. And whether you're a Grizzly fan or not, I'm sure you like that team, or at least appreciated them. But then we get to the Ja Morant era. The guy looks like the next Derrick Rose, Penny Hardaway, whatever you want to call him. And honestly, if you didn't think he was going to be the next face of the NBA, you'd be lying. But now, he just isn't that player anymore. I think a lot of Grizzly fans gave up on him. I think a lot are also frustrated with Jaren Jackson too. I think the Grizzlies just might be cooked. I mean, we're talking about a team who was forced out of their own city their first couple years in the league. The Grizzlies had just become one of the most irrelevant teams in the NBA after a couple years where every fan base was sure they were the next rising team. But now, Magic fans. This is also a fan base I do kind of feel bad for. Paolo gets hurt, comes back. Franz gets hurt, Franz comes back, Paolo gets hurt. It's like a never-ending cycle. It feels like the Magic are just missing something. Magic fans obviously love their team, and how could you not love the way they play defense? They play hard every night, and a lot of Magic fans could probably shoot better than the actual Orlando Magic do, but Magic fans are just waiting for the Magic to take the next step. It feels like they just have to one of these days. Maybe when they get healthy. They're also waiting for Paolo to take the full next step. I don't know how he went down in scoring. Maybe it's because Franz is playing so well. But yeah, that's the life of a Magic fan. They're just waiting for everything to click at once. And it feels like it's going to at some point, I think. I just don't know when that point is. And neither do they. Blazer fans. This fan base has been through a lot the past couple years. Their most loyal player in the history of sports asked out a couple years ago. Then they became one of the worst teams in the NBA after being a playoff staple every single season. Then they hire a new coach, one of the best point guards in NBA history. Then he gets arrested for playing in like illegal games of poker. Don't even ask, I don't even know. But a couple months before that, Lillard tears his Achilles while playing for the Bucks. Then Lillard comes back with his torn Achilles, doesn't even play this season, all while a new All-Star breaks out for them. It's just a mess in Portland. But in some ways, it's kind of looking like a good mess. Thanks to Denny mainly. Dame's going to come back next year. The Blazers are going to be chilling. They're going to be right back to that 6th seed. Joking. Low-key, I could see the Blazers being a top seed next season. If Dame is still any good, they do have some really solid pieces. So yeah, Blazer fans have been through it for the past couple months, but they'll be fine. Raptor fans. Raptor fans are just a mixed bag. Every Raptor fan you talk to is going to give you a different opinion. And mostly it comes down to the trades they made in the past. Some loved the Brandon Ingram trade, some hated it. Some loved the Barrett and Quickly trade, some hated it. Most Raptor fans love Scotty Barnes, and most Raptor fans hate Jakob Poeltl. You just never know what you're going to get with Raptor fans. I think most of them just wish LeBron didn't exist, so DeRozan and Larry could have won one together. I think they also thought Grady Dick was the next thing, but honestly, I don't think anyone knows what happened there after last season. And now, they're just banking on Murray Boyles to become really good. But Raptor fans, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. I want you to pronounce his name right here. Thought so. Kings fans. This is another fan base I truly do feel bad for. They looked at the Bulls be terrible year after year with DeRozan, LaVine, and Vooch. Then they decided, let's build everything around DeRozan, LaVine, and Sabonis. And actually thought it was going to work. They aren't really close to the playoffs. Like the Clippers, they're old. Honestly, they need to set up like some therapy sessions for Kings and Clippers fans. And the Kings really might have it worse. They traded Fox, they traded Halliburton, they took Bagley over Luka. It really just goes on and on why the Kings aren't good. They had that one insane year where they were an offensive juggernaut. Kevin Huerter looked like the second coming of Klay Thompson. Fox was going head to head with the Warriors. Then it all fell apart. Sorry, Kings fans. Pelican fans. The final 6 fan bases have it extremely awful. and Pelican fans are definitely a prime example of that. When they traded their unprotected first in the upcoming draft, I don't think there's one Pelican fan who looked at that and was like, yeah, that's a good trade. Everyone knew the Pelicans weren't going to be good, except for their management apparently, and now they're banking on last year's 13th overall pick to carry them to a ring. Unless whoever the Hawks draft with that pick absolutely sucks, that trade is going to be impossible to justify. I mean, at least throw a protection on the pick. But I want to look at this again, the top draft picks. If you look at this and try and decide who's the best college basketball player here is, it's pretty easily Zion. And the worst part is, he's great when he plays in the NBA too, but he genuinely does not play. So the one really good thing that Pelicans had going for them at one point, it all completely fell apart. I'm sorry, Pelican fans. It's rough out there. But that would bring us to Pacer fans. I would fully feel bad for Pacer fans if they didn't make the finals last year. Their playoff run last year was one of the craziest things I ever witnessed, and they were probably going to win the championship if Halliburton didn't get hurt. The guy had like 15 points in 30 seconds to start Game 7 before he got hurt. Now, yes, that's like taking a knife to the chest what Pacer fans experience there, but that's way more than like 85% of other fan bases experienced. But at the same time, you can say that whole build-up, being so close to the championship, might be an even bigger heartbreak than just sucking every single year. I guess you could look at it both ways. But they suck right now, so they're going to get a top pick to pair with Siakam and Halliburton, so it could definitely be worse. Like this next team, Hornets fans. I think the Hornets and the next 3 teams have it worse than anyone. It doesn't get much worse than being a Hornet fan. They're bad every single year. Even when they're supposed to be good, they're bad. They haven't won a playoff series since 2002. If you're a 20-year-old Hornet fan, you've never experienced your team win a playoff series. Their best player in franchise history is like Kemba Walker. I love Kemba. One of the best point guards of the 2010s. But it's pretty crazy he's a franchise's best player ever. So yeah, Hornet fans have it pretty brutal, but they do have some good young pieces. But realistically, they're the Hornets and they aren't going to do anything with it. So if you're that 22-year-old Hornets fan, maybe your grandkids will be able to watch good basketball as a Hornets fan. Wizards fans. Now this one is also really bad. The Wizards haven't been good since John Wall was on the team. And not even since John Wall was on the team. More so since John Wall was healthy in his prime. I guess Wizards fans got that 1 year of Russell Westbrook with prime Bradley Beal. I guess they also have Alex Sarr who's good. But this team is an overall disaster. And it's every year. Going into the year, you just know the Wizards are going to be one of the worst teams in the league. And besides that Alex Sarr draft, they always end up with like the 6th pick. So yeah, I think you can make a real case. Wizards fans might have it worse than anyone else. Nets fans. This is a bad one also. The only bright side is how many picks this team has, but they have to bank on the picks. They own all those picks from the Mikal Bridges trade, but I think Nets fans don't trust the organization fully. I mean, how could you? They're still dealing with PTSD from the KG Pierce trade. If I knew my team traded the picks that turned out to be Tatum, Brown, and Lillard, I wouldn't trust them either. Although the Nets fans did get that really cool offseason that one time, the one where Durant and Kyrie both chose to go to Brooklyn over everywhere else, and then they even got James Harden to join, but nothing ever turned of it. So that's the Nets fans, still sitting at the bottom of the league. Jazz fans, the last team we got. I'm not sure if Jazz fans fully exist, but if they do, they probably hate being a Jazz fan. The Jazz are another team that hasn't been relevant in a long time, really since Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Before that, they were a playoff staple for a while, but then things fell apart fast and they can't pick it back up. If you're an older Jazz fan, you experienced nothing because Malone and Stockton couldn't beat MJ. If you're a younger Jazz fan, you also experienced nothing with Mitchell and Gobert. Now, they just got Markkanen, who averages 40 points per game. If you guys enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. It's the only thing that really tells me you guys want to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching.